first.
Yeah,
sir.
no.
I was talking to you first. Can I have a freedom of information request form?
Okay, what's going on, fellas?
Don't touch him.
Do not touch me. Oh, give me my phone. Hey, don't touch me. I want your supervisor right now. Supervisor. How dare you, sir?
Where's your phone?
Give me my phone back.
Where's your phone?
My phone back now. I want my phone back. Yeah, I have the right to do it. First Amendment right. I have the right to do it. It's all space. All space. Shoot it. Walk through me.
Outside.
Grab me.
Don't put
Do
your
not
hands on
slap
me.
me. What are you doing?
Let's go.
Don't touch me.
Outside.
I want my phone.
Get going.
What are you putting your
Let's
hands on
go.
me? Are you serious? Are you serious? I want your name and badge
Get your
number.
ass outside.
You ripped my shirt. Give me my phone.
There's your phone. Go get
Oh!
it.
I want your name and badge number
You
right
ain't
now.
got shit for me.
Name and badge number. Do
Get
not
out
touch
of
me.
the property.
Do not touch me. Touch me. Do not touch me. Why? I want my phone. I did not. I was getting my phone out of my
So
hand.
Joe's being arrested for conducting a constitutionally protected activity. Babe, come on, let's go. Come here. Comply with him. Comply. Danielle, come here. Danielle, this way. This way. This way.
You gotta pull that shit here. It ain't happening.
What's that, the Constitution? Joe's being arrested for conducting a First Amendment constitutionally protected activity here at the Worcester Police Department. Hot tow truck girl was assaulted. I was assaulted. Did you get everything on tape, the way they were grabbing him, all that? You got it all? We're gonna go across the street to a public place right now, and we are immediately gonna contact the chief of police right this second. Continue to record while I call.
I don't have my glasses on, but trespass and disorderly.
Huh. So what are they charging themselves with?
I have no idea. It's outrageous. I mean, I'm baffled by the behavior.
Here's the thing, it's not even a questionable instance. Like sometimes you'll get in an argument with a cop, they might go the disorderly route. At this point, he questions a sign, and this cop comes around absolutely losing it. Like he loses it. Tyrant, he grabs Joe's phone. So at this point, Joe's not detained. You're not detained when you ask a question. So Joe asks a question, the cop snatches his phone, goes to snatch my phone. Joe says, give me my phone back. So now he's had his Fourth Amendment rights violated. So they go hands-on with him, they push him out the door. The other cop grabs me, uses my face as a door opener, and grab hot tow truck. So Joe says, can I have my phone back? So the cop... on guys, Josh with Accountability for All, and the video that you're watching right now, it's just a really brief glimpse of what happened to Joe Orga today. And Joe made a big mistake. He decided he loved freedom. He went into a police station, the Worcester Police Department, and he asked about an unconstitutional sign. It said you can't film. And he just said very nicely, hey, listen, could you please take it down? The next thing you know, some crazed, tyrant, violent lunatic storms around the corner, takes his phone from him. He's not detained. He goes hands-on. I ask if anyone's detained. He says no. They take Joe. They shove him out the door physically. They take me. They use my face as a door opener. They go outside. Joe says, I want my phone. This cop takes his phone, hums it in the air, smashes on the ground. Joe says, I want it back. He says, well, go get it. Joe goes to get it, and they assault him and arrest him for trespassing, even though he wasn't given a trespass notice. So if he didn't get the phone, he would be disobeying a lawful command. But when he goes to get the phone, he's arrested for obeying an unlawful command, so he's entrapped. But here's the thing. This stuff isn't cheap. Joe's going to beat this 100%. He's got a big army behind him. But here's the problem. Lawyers cost money. So please, guys, if you watch me, you support what I do, and even more if you support freedom, you watch Joe, go to his channel. It's Breaking the Flaw. Check out the coverage. He's going to mirror the video. You can see his arrest video on my channel, Hot Tow Truck Girl, Auditing America. Go to Joe's PayPal account. Please, whatever you can do, if it's a cent or it's $1, I need you to go to www.paypal.me.
No, sir.
That's all right. So I need you to go to www.
It's paypal.me/CROWDIT. CRRI. That's it. CRRI.
So
That's
again, one
Community
more time.
Response RI. So CRRI. PayPal.me/CRRI. I need to get a lawyer so that I can take these motherfuckers down.
And what happened, Joe, to you today that you need a lawyer?
They illegally detained me. They assaulted me. They threw me in a jail cell with handcuffs tight around my wrist, like it was excruciating. They were torturing me for.
So were you afraid for your medical safety?
I thought I was gonna die.
So what? You were in so much pain. Did you just sit it out in the cell, or did something happen?
Well, I stood there until they loosened the cuffs on me, and then I was able to sit down.
Did they
That was
offer
a
anyone?
few
Did they
minutes.
offer medical attention to you at all?
They did. I mean, after probably 4 times asking for a doctor because I didn't know what was going on with my wrist. You're not gonna have any like justice, but in here, and it's gotten a lot better because it was
turn your hand.
it was swollen up. And it's the best place to
You can
show it.
really see it, guys. Yep, right there.
It was super swollen. It was probably like triple the size here. It was getting there, and but I went to the hospital.
Oh, you did? You went to the hospital?
Yeah. It was only like 2 minutes away up the street, which was good because I wasn't sure I was going to get back in time for the bail, whatever his name is, like the bail guy,
bail
commissioner, and they got me back in time. But when I got back though, they were acting extra nice to me, like they knew something was up. Actually, the cop that arrested Granite State Transparency, she was there. And she was explaining to me how she smacked her head against the wall a few times and they were going to do a psych eval on her, and she probably did deserve to have something like that. But you know what? I don't want anyone arrested. Even Jamie shouldn't have gone arrested. Not that I fucking care about it, because I don't give a shit about her, but I just care about individual rights and like why people go to jail and stuff. So no, she shouldn't have been arrested. So
I get that. Listen, when the Antifa guys were face to face assaulting me, 80 of them, they were my enemy. But the moment they were being tear gassed for practicing peaceful protests, I was right next to them.
Exactly the point. Because they never laid a hand on it. I'm sure they wanted to, but they didn't do it.
So if the chief of police in Worcester is watching this, if there's anything that you would ask of him, what would it be?
Public apology. Charges be obviously going to be dropped. Because the next thing I'm going to do is going to go file a complaint. I'm going to press charges against that officer. And you better believe it, my lawyer is going to be working hard on this case. He's a great lawyer. He's helped me before. And guess what? I haven't lost a case yet.
So, Joe, now, the entire time they were hands-on with you, as soon as they came out, you were not detained, right?
Wait, what's that again?
So when the officer came out, when you were speaking with the sergeant, you have an educated dialogue, this tyrant comes out, you're not detained at that point, you're asking a question. What does the cop do to your property?
Oh, he just instantly grabs my phone, and when he does that, it shuts it off. And
then he goes hands-on. So at this point,
he has his phone. He has my phone in his hands this whole time, and then he starts, grabbing me and like really roughing me. I gotta check this, but this was like, I mean, it's all ripped here. See, the threads are ripping.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't like that, and I thought it was actually much worse ripped. I haven't really examined it too much.
And they destroy your property.
they're also like fucking lying to me in the jail. They're like, does the strings come off your fucking sweatshirt? And I was like, not really. It's detached right here in the middle and the back. And they're like, well, do you want your sweatshirt in the cell? I was like, yeah, I'll take it in the cell. And so they snipped off the little pieces, the strings here, and they never gave me my sweatshirt in the cell. So, I mean, not that it was cold, but I could have used it as a pillow if I was there overnight or whatever. But I only kicked flowers.
So this guy...
flowers.
Well, we'll touch base on that too. So this guy comes out, he seizes your phone illegally when you're not detained. He goes hands-on, he assaults you. He goes outside, you tell him you want your phone. He throws it into the air, and it smashes, and then he demands you go get it. But the only time...
I haven't really examined my phone yet either, but when he did throw it, the case came separated from my phone when it landed. So, like, not when it landed, when it was up in the air, it like separated from itself. And I don't really see too much damage.
It's amazing that the damage...
I know.
It's separated.
I think that is actually new right there.
And here's the thing, Joe. The only time... Now, they took your property, they assaulted you, they seized your shit, they bring you outside. But when was the first time it was ever mentioned that you would be arrested?
It wasn't really clear the first time he said it, but he was like...
Did anything trigger the arrest, though? Because all of a sudden he was like, now you're going to go to jail.
So it's kind of like a little blurry to me right now, but I mean, what I remember is that he's like, the cop that was behind the desk, right, originally in my video, before I was assaulted and phone taken away, he's the one that came up to me while I was searching through the garden there with the mulch and the flowers, which are very spread apart, and you can easily walk in there without kicking them, whatever. And I was looking for my phone, and he gave me like a very shallow, under the breath warning.
Why were you there looking for your phone? Who told you to go look for your
phone?
phone?
The thug that threw it.
Okay, so you weren't just roaming, trespassing. You were following an unlawful or lawful command.
Well, generally yes, but if I'm leaving and he threw my phone like I had to go get it, I have the right to go get it. So you can't tell me that I can't go through the bushes there. I wasn't even touching them yet. I was just visually looking, and I was gonna try to find my phone. And the officer behind the desk, he comes up to me, and under his breath, he's saying, "You're kicking the flowers. I'm gonna arrest you."
But when you looked at the video,
he was saying it very subtle, and then even when that last warning, when he pulled his cuffs out, he's like, "I warned you enough." It's like he did. It happened like in less than 10 seconds. Like they gave me no time to look for my phone to leave.
Well, what would you say if I told you that the first time arrest was ever mentioned was when you said to that sergeant, you were pointing at the gentleman, not gentleman, he's not, he's a tyrant, thug, gang member, pig, but you were pointing at the guy that illegally assaulted you, detained you, and seized your property. You were pointing at him, and you say to the sergeant, "I want him arrested." What would you say if I told you that video captured, for the first time you say, "I want him arrested," and once you point at this cop and say you want him arrested, what would you say if I told you on video that same sergeant says, "Well, now you're going to have to calm down or I'm taking you to jail"? The first time jail is mentioned is when you asked an officer to do his job and arrest a gang member, and then this officer entraps you, throws your phone in the air, tells you to go get it. When you go get it, he says you're arrested for disturbing a plant. But what would you say if I told you that I also have a video showing that same officer, not only did he step on the plant, but as you guys can see in the video right now that's being attached to this, the officer walks up to Joe. He has two officers behind him. He's fully handcuffed. He's incapacitated at this point. He's in custody. He's detained. And the same officer that threw his phone walks up to Joe, as you can see right now.
There's a couple of tricks they play with the handcuffs. So what they do is they twist, like, so here the handcuffs. What they do is they twist the handcuffs so that the links are as twisted as they can be, and they link your wrists into it. So you're stuck like this behind your back. You can't, it hurts your arms to, this is like not really a good example of it, but if I were to try to move my arms like this, either it's putting more tensions on my wrist, or I have to go into a direction my arms are not able to go, which I have to hurt myself so that the handcuffs are not digging into my wrist.
And this is how they get you to resist, right? Because if you're in pain, you're automatically... So what they were also doing to Joe, guys, is they took the chain and the handcuffs. Now, he wasn't charged with resisting arrest, so a resisting wasn't an issue. So that proves more so what they did was wrong. But Joe's handcuffed, and what they do is they take the chain and they pull it upwards, which causes his shoulders to collapse, which is why you'll see him right now on the slowed down version going to the ground. So they assault him, they detain him. Before all that, they seize his property.
It almost actually made me fall over because I couldn't actually step forward because I was leaning forward. So it's hard to step forward if you're leaning forward. And it almost made me fall to the ground. And I'm sure if I fell to the ground and didn't keep myself up, that they probably would have got me for resistance or something.
Scale of 1 to 10, the pain.
I mean, it was all the way up there. They were really digging into me. You heard my screams in the video. It was wretched. I mean, I can't explain how much pain that was, because it just got my whole hand from here up was numb for about 10 minutes because it was cutting off circulation. And when they went to go release, couldn't actually see my hand, but it was just limp. My hand was limp when they loosened the cuffs, and only a minute later was I able to actually regain control of my hand.
So when you have two officers, they have you in cuffs, the situation's in control, you're not resisting, because they charge you with bullshit. So if you were resisting, they would have charged you with it. So why did this officer, the same one that did all this and seized your phone, when you were handcuffed, you saw the video, why did he come up and punch you in the chest? He went.
I know. Actually, I don't really remember him doing that to me, but I saw in the video, so now I know he did it. But I don't remember any actual any physical harm when he did that. But it was completely unnecessary and definitely police brutality because I'm already handcuffed. You don't have a right to fucking put your hands on me like that. You're the one causing the scene and the problem. But I do want to say one other thing is the guy behind the counter, the one that put the cuffs on me originally, he is, as he was walking me in, he was belittling me the whole time as I was going in there. And when I got into the elevator, he was pulling up on my hands again.
What was he saying to you, Joe?
He's saying, "Oh, why are you acting like a child? Shouldn't you act like an adult?" And I'm like, "Why are you acting like a child? I wasn't doing anything wrong. Constitutional right is a very is not an age thing."
Did they continue to when you were in the cell? Did the belittling stop, or did they know about the video? Like when you were in there, were they communicating at all? The people were calling it. There was a video that they knew about it.
The blonde lady that was in the jail, she was the officer guard, whatever you want to call her. When she finally showed up, she peeked in the door to look at me, and as soon as she looked at me, she and she's like, "Oh, that's the guy that hacked Jamie's YouTube." And I'm like, "I didn't hack anything." And she corrected herself, and she was like, "Oh no, she signed into his account a while back, and so he used it." And then I was like, "That's right." Right? So that's what happened. And I actually admitted that to the cop that called me about it all, because I don't want to get charged for fucking hacking. But, I fucking was honest. I told the truth. I fucking saved that, Jamie. I saved that shit. Your Streamlab. I saved that shit because I knew one day, actually 2 days in I was hanging out with you, you became a total fucking cunt, okay? You'd be a total cunt. And I made sure to save that Streamlab to the end of my days until I could use it against you. And guess what? It's great. Thank you very much. Actually, the cop loved it too. The cop that arrested you and that told me about you banging your head in the cell. Yeah. She loved it. She loved that shit. So fuck you, Jamie.
So to kind of cap all this up, if people just had to, for the people that are praising, because when I was outside, because the cop said if I come back I'll get it, so I kept live for my own protection, and I'm not going to say Turtle Bitch's fans came up and they said that you deserved it, this, that, and the other thing. So for the people that watched what happened, that disgusting behavior, at least on my arrest there was a preface, there was a protest, and sometimes there's an argument. This was just straight up police brutality. So for the people that watch this video and support that police department, what do you think about them? What do you think about that?
I think they need to do some thinking. Start realizing that they're not here for you. They don't give a shit about you. No matter how much they want to say buddy with you, they're not. They're not your buddies. You need to realize that the next step in this revolution is them getting all fired.
Well, do you think a revolution is possible? I mean, is it that bad that we need a revolution compared to the first revolution?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, what was the first revolution caused over? What was that all over?
The freaking redcoats. No, it was gun confiscation is what it was. The shot heard around the world by that gun that first started the revolution is up for auction. I think it already went up for auction.
And what was the tax? They did, what, a 1%?
Yeah, it was a 1% tax. We burned the fucking gas fee. We got it stuck on a fucking sandbar, burned that shit down, and now that is the symbol of Rhode Island. The burning of the gas fee. But they don't really want to talk into the details, that it was taxation and everything like that. And I don't know if you've checked the news lately, but Gina Raimondo is the worst governor in the 50 states. Okay? And that's because she raised taxes through the fucking nose. Like, she doesn't give a shit. She must be smoking the best crack on earth, I swear to God.
And there's some people out there, and they're going to say, Joe, hey, listen, there's not going to be a revolution. Guys, there was a revolution over 1% tax, and I want to tell you a story. And you guys might be aware of it. It kind of went crazy, on the worldwide news. The government came in, they bullied people, they illegally seized their property, and they illegally detained them. So these people said they weren't going to take it, and they fought back 10,000 to 1 odds against an actual armed military unit. These people take back their property, they take back their town, and they fought over 1% tax and confiscation of their property. And that was a revolution. That's what started freedom in this country. So, for the people that say there won't be another revolution, there was a revolution over a 1% tax and the fact that their property was being seized. Joe Orga was just assaulted, detained, had his property seized, and he was being housed in a place that literally is housing soldiers in a time of war. And that war is on the Constitution. So go to his PayPal account. For it, against it, if you live in this country and you get up in the morning and you can walk out your door and you're not in shackles, go to his PayPal account. He's going to read it. Check out what's going on. He's going to keep you updated. And please, donate if you can, because every cent matters. And if you can't donate financially, please just share this video. Joe, what's that PayPal account?
It is paypal.me/CRRI. That's the letters C, R, R. I think that's it, right? I don't know sign language. It's an R, an R. CRRI. That's it.
Hey, why couldn't the pirate get into the movie he wanted to see?
It was rated R. That was terrible.
So guys,
www.paypal.me/CRRI.
And guys, the police report is going to be available. We'll give you everything. And you know what? If there's an issue where you don't know about PayPal, or this really disturbs you, but you don't really feel comfortable transferring money online, Joe wouldn't mind if, he gives you his lawyer information and you donate or pay the lawyer specifically. Right now, it's imperative for freedom. It is imperative for our country. And you know what? It's important that we leave a better world for our kids than when we found it. And the only reason, and I'll tell you this till I'm blue in the face, and Joe Orga will deny it until he's redder in the face than he already is, that he's a goddamn American hero for what he did. And that's a goddamn truth, okay? Because you know what? He knew it was going to happen. As soon as they went hands-on, and you know what? I felt terrible. But here's the thing. If I got arrested too, no one's filming this. No one's letting you guys know. No one's calling Auditing America. And it gut-wrenched me to the point where a tow truck girl was having an anxiety attack because of his screams. Afterwards, it took about 10 minutes to calm her down, and she kept going back in under threat of arrest. And he knew he was going to get arrested. But you know what? He did it anyways.
Yeah, I have a high tolerance for pain, okay? And I've done jujitsu. I want to get back into it, but I'm getting there. But I've done it. I know what pain is like, and this was like a sharp, really wretched, like a knife in your back turning pain.
Oh, I got the zip ties. They had to get that in an ambulance. They had to get the zip ties, not surgically removed in the sense I was cut open, but they had to have the EMTs come with a scalpel. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, your whole hand feels like pins and needles.
Oh yeah, my whole hand was just limp. But I want to wrap this up with one thing. Is that what the acronym CRRI stands for is Community Response Rhode Island. And if it wasn't forming this group with my friends, we wouldn't have gotten so much accomplished. Let me see that. Right? And so I don't know if the website's actually functioning, but it's communityresponse.ri.com. We have a Facebook page as well. Please like and join the group. There's a group and a like page, so there's two. But I want to finish off with this quote right here. And this is Roger Williams. I don't know if you guys know who Roger Williams is, but he was a huge protector of free speech. Actually, he is the founder of religious freedom in this country. He was persecuted in Massachusetts, go figure. And he had to take a journey to Rhode Island, and he founded Rhode Island. I have a lot of history there, overlapping what he did as well as me. But I want to read this quote. And this quote says, I don't know if is it reversed right now? Or mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll read it out. It says, I infer that the sovereign original and the foundation of civil power lies in the people. Okay? Now that is super significant. It doesn't lie in the police's hands, only the police's hands. No, it's in every individual. Everyone has the not just the right to defend themselves, but they have the duty to defend themselves, because when they defend themselves against injustice, you're defending everyone else against injustice. And it's not supposed to make you a hero. Please don't call me that. But it's really what it does is it really shows an example of what you want the world to be and what we want everyone to practice and preach and do the right thing. Right? Right, Worcester Police? Right, Worcester Police? Do the right thing. Drop the charges. fire that cop. Actually, you can't fire him first. I want you to arrest him first, then fire him, because I don't want you to say, oh, former cop arrested. No. I want you to arrest a active cop right now. Do it right now once you see this.
Guys, to close this up, the last line of the patrolman's prayer, and I'm paraphrasing it, it says, you know, I do this great, I do that great, we serve the community, we put our life in danger, but the last... Parrot phrase. The last line says, you know, God, ease my suffering. So the last thing they want God to hear when he's you know, finding out if he's going up or down is he's saying, hey, God, I've done all this great stuff, but make my suffering be as short as possible. You know what? The blood of patriot, the tree of liberty the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants to keep this country free. We are the people, us. It's fitting that the letters US, us, stands for the United States, because we together make a difference. We together are a solution. And you know what? The tree of liberty has been refreshed too many times with the blood of patriots, whether they're soldiers overseas or they're soldiers right here at home in your own backyard, making sure that when you go out in the morning and you drop your kids off at school, they're safe. You can go out and peacefully protest. You can choose to practice whatever religion you want, whatever sexual orientation you want, and you can talk about it freely without fear of retribution or reprisal. This tree has grown steadfast and true because of the watering that these patriots have offered. So you know what? It's time. We're based on equal balance and measure, and that tree needs to be refreshed with a little bit more tyrant. And I'm not sure what I'm forgetting. I usually end the video off with something, but what am I forgetting? What do I usually say at the end of it? That's the why I stopped you today.
Is that good? Was that a good interpretation?
That was good.
Click, share, like, and subscribe to Breaking the Flaw. Go to his PayPal account right now, and let's get these videos viral. And if you can't donate, you're donating just as much by sharing the video. And guess what? That tree will never get chopped down. We will not be treaded on. And I don't care if he doesn't like it. He's a goddamn American hero, and I thank him for his contribution to my freedom of speech. Thanks, Joe.